Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where I'm doing a scenario sent in by Divide Walker, slightly modified, but Divide Walker's in the chat, so he can direct me. So we have Germany, early 1930s, one battleship each, one heavy cruiser each, but the British get 2 battle cruisers, and I get 2 light cruisers. There is nothing to direct, if you say so. Yes, we both have 3 cruisers, so it's perfectly balanced. Oh, dearie me. I remember nothing. Yes, good point, Telemonian Dan. The British have 2 large light cruisers. That's what we were told. Okay. I could do the supers, but I think a modern might be a bit more interesting. Now, I know you've forgotten, Divide Walker, but you do actually have restrictions. But I hope you won't mind if I ignore them, because I have an idea of how to build the ship. Now, I'm tempted by going for 18-inch guns, because they're the Mark IIIs. And I'm going... Let's go for a medium modern. See if we can get that to fit. Such fat towers. Ah, it's one of those. Okay, maybe I will go with a super then. What about a super 1 with the top end tower? Yeah, that fits. I wonder why those Mark IIIs don't have the same model as the 16-inch Mark IIIs. Oh well. Can I use the smaller tower to get away with that? Or are you going to complain at me, game? Yeah, you are. Wait, could I do that on the modern? Just go with the bigger tower? Sorry, those of you watching going, pick one. Great. Yeah, we'll go with the super. Modern 3, will it be big enough? Nope. Just go with modern 5 then, I can't be asked clicking around. Just such an enormous tower. Right. I hate this thing, even though it has the best stats. We'll go with this one, a matching one on the back. Just again, and this is going to end up being a 100,000-ton ship, simply because the towers are so fat. Oh dear me! Enormous superstructures. Right. What? How does that not have trait? Oh, fine. Triples. In that case, we've stolen a Yamato. It's no longer an 18-inch Bismarck. It's a Yamato clone, kind of. But this thing's so far back. It's unreal. I think I'm going to have to push this. Find this hole. I'm going to have to go with a Super 2. Just to get it to fit and look good. It's stupid. Right. Devs, please rescale. Just the German ships. I know they're slightly older in game terms, but come on. And now I can do the 18-inch Bismarck. There you go. German Auto. Yeah, I can't do the German Auto because the rear turret is so vulnerable. All that's going to happen is, the second someone looks at the aft belt funny, it's just going to explode. Which is, by the way, the problem when the AI uses the German ship slot. Even there, look at it. That's so close to the aft belt. It's genuinely troubling. Right. Now it's going to moan about me having a 4-way offset. Sometimes I do wonder. I know the guns are not particularly big on the hull, but it's the towers, man. The towers, right? There we go. Finally, we have a balanced ship. Actually, the guns aren't that small. I mean, they are small because they're 18-inch, but I guess this is basically turning into an H class, isn't it? It's wide. Yeah, it is quite wide, isn't it? Still, that does mean that it's good firing platform. 5-inch Mark 5s. I mean, I know we're only facing a heavy cruiser, but that could be useful. Mind you, if we're facing heavy cruisers, let's get some 8-inch guns in as well. And I'm going to forego the lighter guns. So we've got 8s and 5s. German ships, as far as I know, didn't have, like... Actually, let's go for triples. Triple 8s. Give the ship a little bit of an appearance. Don't worry, Divide. If I have time, I'll do another one of yours, seeing as you're here. And I'll definitely be doing, like... I've got a bunch of them to do so. Now... I'm going to have to go geared turbines because being a German hull has fuck all funnel capacity. Yeah, this thing's not going to be fast. 26 knots. Well, at least we can make it spacious. I think that would be appropriate. Let's have a regular crew. Walks diesel. I never normally go with turtleback, but it can be quite good on the German ships. Just going to stack all the resistance buffs I can on it. Hmm, 3% flash fire chance. Alright, with heavy shells and standards. Now, we're going to go standard shell, standard bobbeck thickness. They should be reasonably punchy anyway, those guns. Range, much less important. Let's go standard bulkheads. And I'd like more armour, to be honest. Yes, luxurious German hand-stitch upholstered crew quarters. The Dreadnoughts. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I can't remember how you spell it, though. So they should be cut out in... for the 8-inch... Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was a cutout there. But sadly... Yeah, no AA defense. Dreadnoughts. Yeah. That's it. I can't write an umlaut. Or at least I don't think I can. So yeah, it would be pronounced Dreadnoughts, but it's just the one O. Should have an umlaut on it. Japanese, German, cooperative. Yeah, it does, Nick. Yeah, you're right. Does have a bit of flavour to that. I just wish the unique country turrets, they had models for all the guns, like all of them. I think that would be the Blucher, but he was a general, so he's cool, but you know, he was on land. It's a bit much. Raider. Right. Let us do an exercise in armouring, shall we? So, typical engagement range for a ship like this would be 20,000 metres. So let's check that we are armoured up for 20,000 metres first of all. So that would mean a 17.2 inch deck divided by 2.1. So we'll need at least 8.2 on the mid deck. And oops, at least 11 inch on the mid belt, which we do. Okay, good. And now let's say we wanted to close in and finish off an enemy. So we're talking more like 10,000 meters. So that would be 40 divided by 21. That'd be a 19 inch mid belt with 20 on the gun and let's say 10 on the turret tops. That should mean that the guns should be able to keep firing. It should be quite hard for the enemy to take them out. The 8-inch guns do not need to be that armoured. I would say 10-5 is fine for them. And then let's go 8.5 on the mid deck. And then the rest of the ship. So then we're looking at being shot at by cruisers. So we don't want our ship to be taking damage from cruisers. So let's say we're being shot at by our own 5-inch guns first of all. Let's make sure we can't take any damage from a 5-inch gun. So 16.8 divided by 2.1 is... oh dear. That's gonna be a tough ask, but I'll see if we can manage it. See if we can get 8 inches of belt on the extended. Oh my goodness. Yes, we can. Okay, nice. And what about deck? Okay, that's tiny. We're fine. So even if something rocking 5-inch guns got right next to us, it's not going to be able to do anything. Lovely. Now, what about the 8-inch guns? So deck-wise, we're fine. So we don't have to worry about cruisers doing that. What's Autobot doing? Oh, dearie me. I know, it's enormous. No, I'm not calling it that. I mean, the rest of the armour is... I'm not going to be able to fit very much, but it'd be nice to have a little bit more on the tower. There you go. And like all German ships, it is ludicrous at 130,000 tons. But this thing should be pretty chunky. Should be able to deal with pretty much anything that gets thrown our way. I like it. Okay, I've got more ships to design. Heavy cruiser. The Barden. Let's go for an advanced armoured cruiser 2. Max displacement at 22,000 tons. because our heavy cruiser is going to have quite a job to do dealing with, well, the enemy heavy cruiser and... Ooh. Oh, no, I'm going to go with that one. Smaller superstructure is better. Oh my goodness. I'm not repeating that. You'll get yourself in trouble. Yeah, let's go with 11s. I mean, this is a design I've done a few times. That'll end up being, I reckon. Yeah, it doesn't fit the Uber funnels, this one, does it? Medium barbette. 11-inch guns. Keep forgetting you need the bigger one. That doesn't look very nice. What about a medium 3? Oh, much better. Much better. Move forward a bit. There we go. Some 5-inch guns. On the wings. That's pretty much all we need, I reckon. Maybe a couple of torpedo launchers. Let's go with underwaters. No, not underwaters. Keep forgetting this ship doesn't like using underwaters. Couple of quad launchers. Let's go with a regular crew again. Maybe run these ones on diesels. Might be a bit, you know, a bit different. Standards. 32 knots is fine. Redeemed an in-game action. Real sweet. Must be understandable bulkheads. Okay, few bulkheads it is. I'm kind of hoping these will be just about punchy enough to hurt the battle cruisers. Standard barbette thickness. Let's go with turtleback again. I know it's not the most efficient choice. And yeah, more turret armor. Otherwise, there's a standard. Yeah, I'm not going to spend too long on that one. Can I get electric torpedoes? Yes. Do you want me to use electrics? Alright. Oh, I should probably go with 21-inch. And that's giving me weight issues, so I'll just drop the range a bit. There you go. Ooh, get a bit more armor, actually. 11... 11.5... There we go. Okay, and light cruiser. Yeah, this will be. I'm not going to take too long on the light cruiser because they're not going to be super interesting ships, I don't think. Like cruisers really are, because there's not that many options for them at the moment. Funnel. And just, you know what, let's go with triple launchers, I think. That's pretty much going to be their job. Let's run these ones on diesels as well. Oops. Let's do. Yeah. Well, they're not going to be able to go that fast. 30 knots. Bom 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 bom. Like cruisers, similar in destroyers in Monrovian fleets, but they tend to live slightly longer. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Triple bottom hull, regular crew, and armor. Seven, I don't know, 3.5 or something like that. And then mid belt. Let's have a chunky belt. Let's go 3. No. 2. 2. Yeah, that'll do. No, I could make it bigger in theory, but that's fine. So these are not the Japanese torpedo launchers. No country has unique torpedo launchers. That's just based on the tech level. So there's the Mark IVs look like Japanese ones because that's what they base the model on, but they're not Japanese torpedo launchers. They're just Mark IV ones. And the Mark Vs have the late model Japanese style. And then the Mark IIIs look like the ones you typically see on Allied ships and stuff like that, but they're not technically Japanese or anything like that. I still have a full weight offset, but I've been waffling on long enough. We're just getting into the action. How hard can it be? Yeah, famous last words. Okay. Oh. All right. Okay. Britain, there's something in your tea. We do start quite close. Oh my word, there's definitely something in your tea. Fuck me. I mean, this is not a good design. This turret, you should just take that off because that's just going to explode. And I think this one might as well. But that's 16-inch guns. Okay. The heavy cruiser, just 6-inch gun spam, all of it. And the battle cruisers are the most sensible. with the 3 funnels. Good lord. 14s? 14s. Okay. I think the Dreadnoughts here may well be in a decent position. Right, let's switch torpedoes off on the Barden. I'm going to get the Barden to actually form up with the light cruisers. And we'll see what happens. We're going to switch all the torpedoes off. Yep, good. And we're going to put you on screen for the battleship. And then in theory, you should just have to micro the battleship, and I don't have to worry about the other ships. Immediately we have 7.2% accuracy, which is very nice. Bum, 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 bum. Well, I mean, the British did like putting 6-inch guns on their cruisers. It was a favourite. Ah, it's nice to see those shells bouncing. Of course, this thing turns like an absolute brick. Their battleship there. Target that. Oh, well, the turning circle stat doesn't tell you everything, but yeah, it does turn very, very slowly. Oh, they're going to name one of the Type 31s after Campbelltown? Cool. Yep, it's a very steady firing platform. No hits, though. Oh, no, we have scored a couple of hits. Did some decent damage as well. I mean, I think the AI will try and close in because I have a pretty hefty deck on this thing. The 8.5 mid-deck should force them to try and close in. And that is fine, actually, because as they close in, we'll be able to smash them to bits. Ship the Duke of Edinburgh, maybe. Couple of ricochets. Another ricochet, I think. Built a new battleship. Sadly, carriers are kind of rendered battleships obsolete, but fortunately not in Ultimate Admiral's timeline. Yeah. This poor old British battleship, when it gets hit, ow! Oh, it really gets hit. Oh, we have an ID on the battle cruiser, the Prince Consort, 50,000 tons, very fast at 37 knots. Armour is, well, not the worst. Oh, it's fired a torpedo at me. How unspeakably rude. Try and throw it off a little bit. We do have some electric torpedoes. I'll let the Ariadne fire off any torpedoes that she happens to be able to. Have an ID on heavy cruisers, but they're not particularly interesting. The other battle cruiser is the Valiant, and the battleship is the Irresistible. A few bulkheads, slow as shit. Armour is meh. 16-inch tube powder 2 picric acid 3. It's a very unusual mixture. Yeah. Reduced ammo shells. Unfortunately, not something I can really exploit because it's got quad guns, but there's a chance to hit now. 33. Oh, that's good. Ooh, destroy the main gun. Like a turret. Yeah. Yes, some of the ships do have catapult launchers on them. In fact, I think the Dreadnoughts does. Yep, here you go. So that would be a spotting aircraft launcher, but I think if spotting aircraft are in the game, it'll be a campaign thing. So it'll be like a little a module or whatever, however they're doing that, or a trait, or be something that you can get for your ships, possibly that related to the turret, that you can add to increase your spotting range or give you an advantage or something. But the devs have said that they're not putting aircraft into what you're looking at now, the battle side of it. Irresistible really taking a bad train. Pretty much this section of the ship is very either flooded or very badly damaged. Ariadne's still not got a good shot with her torps. Irresistible, meanwhile, is struggling with the flooding. Ricochets. Well, the 11-inch guns have been pitching in. But, yeah, it's mostly the 18s. Poor old Irresistible really kind of just wallowing now. Ariadne has, however, fired some torpedoes at the battleship. Where are they? Here. Okay, that could be interesting. Ooh, no, that's not good. That was B turret getting smacked along with the bridge. Flooding. I'm not even sure she's going to survive to get to the torpedoes. Flooding out. Just hitting us with the facts tonight, Onion. Sadly, the Irresistible. Yeah, not they ended up doing particularly much. Yeah, very little damage. The turtleback build on the German ships is really nasty. It's just so hard to get any damage of them, especially when they're this well armoured. Shots going out against, I think, one of the battle cruisers. The Crescent dangerously close to those torpedoes. Yeah, Prince Consort takes 2 hits and is pretty much immediately crippled. I'm sure they have, yeah, very little chance of doing anything. Hey, Praetorianus! Hello! And CB4 Games, hello! Bit of a turkey shoot now. 2 more big hits on the Prince Consort. All guns on the Crescent from the screening ships, please. She does carry torpedoes. In fact, that's reason enough to do some small ship abuse. Well, not that a heavy cruiser is particularly small, but you know what I mean. Ooh, was that 11s? No, 8s and 11s. Yeah, there was a bunch of 11 inches. 5 of them. But oh, Rick, come on, ricochets, really, with an 18-inch gun? Just hit him with HE. Yep, that'll do it. Go back to normal now. Some more 18s. Bit. Yeah, that was not the best plan. Closing to within 5 kilometers of a ship like this. Looks like we've switched up to shooting at the Valiant. How am I doing? Yeah, I'm okay. I have been streaming. Well, I think it's the first stream I've done this week because either I've not been well or someone in the family's not been well, and it's made things difficult. So. 18s incoming. Very high speed differential because I'm headed northeast and they're headed southwest. But any hits we do get are pretty harsh. I'm going to put all ships to you may fire your torpedoes. More heavy damage. They're almost out of shells. Oh dear. What's the chance to pen at this range? 15%? Yeah. They're really, really struggling. Meanwhile, what's our pen chance? 78. You may fire when ready. Yes, exactly. Torpedoes going out? No, not yet. You know what? Screen hits, you may... give them something else to worry about. Especially damaged engines. I mean, it's probably a waste of torpedoes, but... just in case they keep sailing towards us. No sink. Nope. There we go. Lovely. Back to bullying the Prince Consort. Really not a threat. And there we go. I think that was a pretty conclusive victory. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, let's be honest here. This is a ridiculous price for a battleship at $400 million Dreadnought dollars, but it does work. And yeah, armoured ships. Yeah, they're nice. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.